Hello, everyone. I wanted to talk about my personal experience this past week. Um, it's been very intense. I don't really understand it. I start thinking it's just me, like maybe I'm talking to the wrong people and absorbing things that aren't mine. And I'm just, you know, bringing things on myself. But I'm starting to understand that, you know what, it really is a collective thing. And so my experience is like, I don't know, it could be the full moon energy from the Friday of last week. And I do feel that some new energies have come part of the planet to awaken and purge. So, like, an intense fatigue started, I don't know, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Intense anxiety for me, and like feeling like the need to prepare in an unusual way for God knows even what. It is partly to do with me talking to people. Like, I don't really watch a lot of things to really know what's happening, but I do talk to people who do have some information, and I think that brought in some fear. However, even the act of me communicating with these people is part of the whole process of the awakening. Like, somehow this anxiety needed to be amplified in me, and now it's causing extra symptoms, which may be part of the clearing process. So, like, weakness, really, like one task, like walking my dog or washing a dish or um, cooking. Then I gotta lay down. Like, am I like 80, 90 years old here? Like, what's going on, right? It just makes me feel like I'm aging or something really fast. Here's the thing, don't resist. Like, if you feel that, and just honor it, because the more you resist it, the longer it sits around. Like, it's just like any emotion or any experience, the more you push it away, the more likely it's going to stick around. So I just lay down. I mean, I have that option. I can do that. Like, I'm not like a 9 to 5 person that has to work all day. So I can do that if I want to. But it's quite draining and depressing, because I'm like, what the hell, right? So it's a strange thing as well, like just having this achy, dull weakness down my left leg, all the way down to, like, from my hip down to my foot. It's like my left leg is lagging or something. And I understand, like, left and right sides of the body, there could be left-sided stuff, like feminine stuff going on. This is an old symptom. It definitely has been there before. It's not new. The fact that it's coming back, what does that mean? So when you get these symptoms, I wouldn't panic. Like, when you get some strange symptoms occurring, especially at this time when there's all this like turmoil and energetic movement going on, and like all this craziness, right? If you're an empath, you're definitely feeling it from the external. You're definitely absorbing potentially things that are going on, or you're picking up on it. And don't be discouraged. I mean, part of that has to do with your own strengthening of your boundaries, and making sure and you can discern what's yours and what's not yours. And if you can make that discernment, start to clear out and move out the old belief systems of needing to hold on to things, or help people by holding their crap, because you don't need to do that. That's on them. That's their responsibility. So that's just a separate thing. That's like, is it something to do with you, where you need to strengthen yourself so you don't take on literally the weight of the world? So for me, I'm just not sure what's going on right now. I'm feeling like it's probably Ascension symptoms, meaning like we're taking on new vibrations, new levels of being, new levels of vibration, and our bodies are like adjusting to it. This could also be old trauma that I need to heal. Because the fear that I got overwhelmingly in the last week, it seemed to weaken my whole energetic body, leading to the physical weakness. So it could be a bit of both, right? So, I'm not trying to label it, but it is, it's frustrating because it's like, it's causing me to like feel like I can't walk and I can't dance properly and I can't do things properly. And I'm like, do I just like stop doing things? Like, so I keep pushing myself, and it's like, it takes like 10 times the amount of energy to do everything. So, you know, what do you do in that place? What do you do? Do you just like lay down all day? Like sometimes you might have to, you know, but sometimes you have things to do. Like I can't always ask other people to walk my dog, right? I could give up dancing, but that sucks because it's like the only time I can kind of like de-stress, right? So yeah, and then unusual pains are coming up. Like I did some videos and some healing sessions on my Patreon community about this. Like in this past week, there's been a lot of like different things coming up, like weakness, fatigue, and pain. Like it's just ongoing. Like I don't know what is going on, but if I tap in, it's definitely some intense energies are being. I don't know if they're like being brought into the planet, and it's a purging and a purification. And so just think of it like when you detox your body. If you've ever done a detox, if you've never done one and you just do one, usually your body will have like detox symptoms, meaning you'll like possibly have skin reactions or different pains, like, and it comes because the body's like pushing things out to the surface. Skin reactions are good because it means things are coming out to the surface, but sometimes that's what comes with a detox. You need to push things to the surface in order for it to be released. So I'm almost feeling like this is like another awakening and ascension, like things are coming to the surface to be released, as it has been, right? But it's just, I feel like there's another something going on. I also feel like there is impending like something to prepare for. And I was trying to think, is it because I'm talking to people causing anxiety? I'm trying to trust my feeling. I feel like we do really need to make sure we are in the physical being ready for something that could happen that affects our physical environment, like food shortages or, you know, like lack of electricity or something. And I just feel like as much as you don't want to be in the fear state, you don't want to be preparing out of fear. You just need to prepare in calmness. Like when you go, you know, get your groceries, grab a few extra non-perishable items. Like, you know, see if you have any backup warm, you know, for warmth, like whatever, right? If you have a fireplace, extra wood. These are just things that I haven't really been as concerned about till this past week. I chose not to be in that fear, but then it just hit me and I'm like, okay, so either I'm picking up on something that may happen before the end of the month, the end of the year, because that's the feeling before the end of the year, or I'm getting like ideas from people and it's freaking me out. But I'm going to go with, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of distress before the end of the year. That's the feeling I'm getting worldwide. Like there's already a lot of craziness going on, natural disasters, but I feel like there's going to be something more specific. And I'm not a psychic. I'm not going to say when. I do feel though before the end of the year. So, I mean, this is just me saying, like, if you're going through any of these, you know, weird symptoms, sudden fears, like it's the collective energy and your own body expressing its ascension symptoms. Plus you are most likely getting intuitive hits of some kind. So trust that, right? I'm trying to trust it, but it's driving me crazy because I'm like, okay, what do I do here? So, you know, that's why it's important to reconnect, go back into nature, keep on connecting back to yourself, because it's easy to forget. If you get lost in the narrative and what's going on, no matter how awake you are, you can get dragged into the fear too. Not good. Like it's definitely just as bad as being in any kind of fear. Okay. So whatever level you're at, notice if you're being driven by fear. If you're being driven by fear, take a step back and reconnect to your heart center, reconnect to your higher self, to universe, to God, divine, and remember that we're infinite, okay? no matter what happens, even if a natural disaster hits you and you're at your end of your life, are you going to worry? First of all, are you going to worry that that's going to happen? And when that does happen, do you know that in that moment you can choose? You can choose to decide in that moment that you're an infinite being, you can let go and trust, okay? Because death is everywhere. So a lot of fear is driven by fear of death. But what is there really to be afraid of here? If you can trust that your soul goes on, what are we afraid of here? Okay. We are more likely, if I have fear, it's fear of suffering. Okay. So suffering comes from attachments. So we need to learn how to let go of these attachments. We are attached to the physical body. We're attached to our material belongings. We're attached to people. We're attached to relationships, all these things, right? And that's where suffering starts to trickle in. So if there's impending disaster around you and you can't avoid it, that may be the moment where you surrender. Okay? So if there's a food shortage, if there's like a blackout, you need to surrender and be in the moment. You know, it is good to prepare ahead of time in case, anytime. It doesn't matter. It could happen anytime, anywhere, with or without some, worldwide apparent pandemic. It's anytime. Being in the 3D and the 5D at the same time. So knowing that you are a physical being living on this physical planet, being prepared in some way, but also remembering that you're infinite. You're finite, you're physical, but you're also energy and you're infinite, okay? It's having that fine balance. Like we really need that in order to be balanced and live in a peaceful way on this planet. It's like you are internally still. You get it and you get it. You get that and you get this, if that makes sense, okay? So Ascension symptoms, completely normal. If you feel like, you want to comment on that, feel free. Like the more you share on these videos, like if you can share your experiences, then it helps others understand too that yes, it's not just me. Like, especially this time frame, like I'm 100% sure it's not just me. I've spoken to a few people who are saying they're going through the exact same thing and they're not exactly sure what it is. They do feel there's a purging and there's a heaviness on the planet going on. And that's part of the awakening. So just trust that. It's not a bad thing, but it's kind of like we gotta swim through it. We gotta push it and go through it, like through almost like it's not water, it's like mud. Okay. You just gotta just do your best to get through. And knowing that we are doing it all together, it's just sometimes you do feel alone, right? But start communicating, start talking to people, find more intuitives that can tell you these things and know that you aren't alone. It's all part of this whole process. We're all going through the same thing at the same time at different, slightly different experiences, but it's all very similar. Okay. All right. So thanks for tuning in. And if you like the video, please click like, subscribe if you haven't. And if you want more group healings, intuitive healings, check out my Patreon channel. I do a lot more talks and intuitive readings on there. Can be fun and very enlightening. So yeah, that's in my link below the video. All right. See you soon. Bye for now.